Hey, my name is Perez, and I want to tell you my story. I was raised in a Catholic home, and my parents were just regular parents. My dad worked the 9 to 5. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My mom gave me a sort of a little understanding of God, but it wasn't in the right context. It was sort of as if you just prayed and received a blessing, and that was it. I never got a true grasping of what Jesus was or who he was. Life was normal until the economy was hit in '08. Is when my father sort of lost a job loss, and we were jumping from home to home. And that's when we really relied on churches for help, whether it be a food bank, paying something. It just depended on what it was. We found help wherever we could. And one day, it was in the summer, my friend invited me to go to him to church, and that was at Hopewell. And it was the bus ministry. And I've never been to church before then. The only time was, the big events, Christmas and Easter, Good Friday, stuff like that. That was it. And from there, I thought church was awesome because it was playing basketball and getting free food. You listen to the gospel for 15 minutes and then you get to do whatever else for the rest of the 45. It seemed like a great time. Well, there was one day that we were unable to go to Myers due to weather, or there was an event, so we had to come to Hopewell. And that was the first time I ever experienced church inside of a church. And, it was a different way. We played a game and we talked, but then most of the majority of the time was the message. And, at the beginning I didn't like it, but then it just started clicking. I started getting some hints who Jesus was truly and what he could do and everything in that sense. Well, I started coming, months passed by, I go to my first disciple now, and that's when I truly experienced what the true gospel is and what God has for us and what he does. And one Wednesday, Brian was teaching on Paul and on the road to Damascus and how a light shined down and that God spoke to Paul and that changed his life radically. Well, that made me realize anyone can be changed no matter what. It made me realize I'm a sinner. I may not be out here killing Christians, but I'm not following God. And I knew that. And I guess I sort of had that sense of feeling that butterflies were in my stomach. I didn't know what to do. So I just asked, I said, what is this feeling? And they told me, they explained the gospel to me, and it clicked. It was simple, but it was so mass and it was so big that I understood it somehow. So when I got saved, I thought life was going to be perfect. I thought it was going to be roses and doves. But when I was 16, I realized it wasn't. My dad went to go pay a bill one day, and he didn't come home. We get a phone call. We found out he's been to jail. We found out he's getting deported. And I thought life was going to be great, but it wasn't. I thought life was going to be easy, but it wasn't. And I can truly say I wasn't going to make it without God. If it wasn't for God being within me to hold me together, I don't know where I'd be. I don't think I would have made it. God has brought me to some amazing places, but he's brought me to some hard times for good reasons, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now without those hard times. I wouldn't be the person I am. But he allowed these things to happen for a reason. Life's not perfect. It's not. But Jesus makes it perfect to where we can withstand life. I've just told you my story, and you can see where God's grace was allowed in my life. And the same can happen to you. The question is, do you want your life to be changed as well, though? My name is Perez, and I'm a changed life.